Although all the days in Portugal were special, this day, day 5, was a bit more special for three reasons. One, I got my best photos on this day from Portugal. Number two, I had an early weekend because the next 2 days I was going to be just going sightseeing and traveling back, no work. And the third was that the next day was going to be my birthday, so it was the pre-birthday. So stick around and I'll tell you how I celebrated my pre-birthday in Lisbon, and it was so much fun.
Lisbon nights feel so bright. Dance through the street, heartbeat racing, can't be beat. Lisbon calling, get on your feet, move to the rhythm, feel the heat. Tidal waves sound in my soul. Lisbon city, let's lose control.
Hello, this is Sunny and you are watching Sunny Escapades. We are talking about my trip to Portugal, Lisbon, and we are up to day 5 now. It has been really good talking about the first 4 days, but the day 5 was really special because, like I said, today was my pre-birthday and also the weekend starting because I was going to have 2 days off after this and then 2 days more of the actual weekend. So it was like a overall pretty great vibe. But in the morning the vibe was not good because I could not go for a walk because I was developing a blister on my left foot, so I was saving my walking a little bit. If I did not have to walk, I didn't walk. I did have the great breakfast in the hotel, which I've told you about so many times already, and it was still good for all the days I was there. Like 5-6 days I had that breakfast, it was always good. But then I worked for a little bit, and then lunchtime was a little bit different because it was again the treasure hunt to find good food, to find good vegetarian food in Portugal, which it was becoming like a treasure hunt every time I went out. This time, instead of going to the mall again, I thought I'll go find some nice cafe or a small restaurant or something like that where I could have proper food and not just something casual like a small toast or something like that. So I asked ChatGPT and I asked my Google Maps, and both gave me similar options, but unfortunately both led me astray. So there was this little cafe called My Mother's Daughters. Somebody found a long way of saying my sisters, but I thought, okay, this is like a quirky name, it might be a nice place. Unfortunately, it was under repairs or renovation or something. Like I found it after hunting around a lot. It was in a service lane, so even though I was on the right road, I could not find the door. Also because it was not open for business. So there were contractors in there, there were laborers in there, they were working. So I'm like, oh my god. Then another one, I tried and I failed because it was either not there, closed down or something. So if you are using ChatGPT or Google Maps for finding your restaurants or finding your venues there in Lisbon, just be careful. They can kind of lead you down in like unknown streets and then you still might not find things. Just be careful. Okay, so what happened was that on the way to the second place that I was looking for and did not find, I saw this cafe called Soul Cafe. Okay, and it looked pretty interesting, but I was looking for that unfoundable cafe, so I just passed by it. But then when I could not find the other one, I said, okay, let's go back and check what Soul Cafe offers. Does it have any food for my soul? Haha. And they did all kinds of food, including a lot of breakfast items, which I'm always a sucker for, by the way. So I ordered pancakes from them, pancakes with strawberries and maple syrup. And one of the funny things there, which has been a unique thing for me ever in all my travels, is that when I started to pay, the girl told me it's like 8 euros or something. And I said, can you just check again? Because I'm very honest when these things are happening. If I can catch somebody in a mistake, like, no, it's like this much. And what happened was that, no, she said no, because even the pancakes were supposed to be about 6 euros, and then I had ordered coffee on top of that, so it should be going something like 10, 12. But she said, no, this price has gone down and new prices are there on the wall. Like, what? I have never seen this before in my life, that the price of something was going down after a while. With time passing, price usually goes up. especially in England. If you come back after 2 months to some same place, you might find prices have gone up. So I was like tickled pink with that. I was really happy. I even mentioned, like, I've never seen this happen. Like, yeah. So I've taken a picture of the whole wall with the prices and everything. Okay. The pancakes themselves, they were big pancakes. Okay. They were like 4 in that stack, 3 or 4, and they were pretty big. And the syrup was nice. I just had to ask for more syrup one more time because I'm a hog for maple syrup. I just love it so much. I should move to Canada, shouldn't I? Anyway, the pancakes were good. So that was lunch taken care of in a very cheap price and nice pancakes. Then I had to work for a few more hours, but once that was finished, then I was done for the whole week, and then I could do the fun stuff. The previous day I had booked a sunset cruise, so today I was thinking I'll go and do that. And I left a little bit early from the hotel because I wanted to try and see if I could still pick up that Lisbon card that I had bought, because this was the last day I could use it if it was available. And once again tried to find a shop from where I could collect it. Even with Google Maps, I could not find a shop. So unfortunately, that was my most expensive mistake in Portugal. Do not buy the Lisbon card. If you want to buy, just go there, buy from the shop. Don't buy it online. If you are 100% sure that you can collect it, then only buy it. Okay? Lisbon card. Be very, very careful. Okay, so I went to this place to the waterfront to see which boat I needed to take. Could not figure out. So what I did was I went into the building which had all these touristy things. They were selling tours and all those packages and kind of things. So I went in there. The Lisbon card was not there, by the way. I did check everywhere. And I got in the line for the same tour company that I had bought the cruise from. And I asked the girl behind the counter as to, okay, which boat do I need to take? So she told me, okay, you go to this pier, like 5 or something, either 1B, I think, not 5. So I said, okay, cool. I went out and I was worried because the time was getting very, very close to the sailing time. But I need not have worried. There was still about half an hour's queuing left to do in the sun, which was okay. So I spent that half an hour on my phone talking to ChatGPT, asking it to plan for some other next trip for me, and then seeing, can I go to Iceland for a cheap price? Can I do something else in a cheap budget? So that half an hour did go quite easily, and there's always Instagram to scroll through, right? The cruise was the best decision that I had made in this trip. Just like the Lisbon card was the worst decision, cruise was the best. It was not very expensive, like 23 euros, I think, something around 20 something euros. And it was amazing. The boat was not huge, but it was not very small either. So they were like a good size. Maybe about 100 to 200 people. I'm very bad at counting people, don't ask me. But there were quite a few people on there. There was a lower deck and which had lots of tables and chairs, and there was the upper deck. And I am quite horrible in pushing my way through. I never push my way through. Even before I moved to England, English people just love standing in queues. But even before this, I am quite shy about pushing through people to get to the good seat or get to the counter or whatever. So I just wait, which is quite bad. It sometimes annoys my friends, but sorry, can't do anything. So by the time I got inside, it pretty much most of the tables were full. But the upper deck was what I wanted. Got to the upper deck and the view was very nice. The weather was quite warm, and so this whole breeze from the river, the Tagus River, pretty cool. Okay, so this was in vibe, in ambience, it was absolutely amazing. But if you like to take pictures, this was the place to be. I consider myself a semi-pro now. If I am taking pictures of, I mean, you have seen my pictures of Belém Tower, right? If you have not seen them, go back and then see day 2 of this series, Lisbon Day 2, and that has pictures of Belém Tower. So I'm getting pretty good at this, and I can take pictures that I can use, even enlarge and all that. But this place, this cruise, is so good. You don't have to be a great photographer to take pictures. If you know how to point the camera, how to frame it, you can get really, really fantastic pictures, because it's the right time and place. Okay, I am going to release a video maybe today, maybe tomorrow, about the top 5 tips how to level up your travel photography, because these are things that I have learned from my mistakes, from my experience, mistakes and good decisions both. And these things very quickly can take your photography to next level. Okay, and one of the tips is you have to be in the right place at the right time, which means the golden hour. So because we had stood in the queue, that queue was not a problem, because that meant that we got to this cruise at a time when the sunset was happening the whole time that we were on the water. So we got absolutely smashing photos, and by we I mean me, like royal we. Okay, and it was the Pelham Tower was there, so you could see it from the riverside. That was fantastic. You could also see the 25th of April bridge in all of its glory. You had so much time to actually frame it from different angles. You could do videos, you could do photos, you could take the pictures of the people walking on it by zooming in. And there was the Alto Cristo as well. There were some mountain type things as well. Just amazing. So the whole vibe and everything. Okay. One mistake that I made here was that they gave us a little bit of what do you call them, like a tray of snacks. Okay, so it had some olives, it had some peanuts. So I've got a picture for you so you can see what all they gave us. It was nice of them. It was nice. It was included in the price and everything. And when there was a guy who was doing it, and I don't know how he was doing it, but he was bringing 2 trays in his hands up that stairway. I don't know what the stair ladder, what do they call that in sea? Nautical terms are different from land terms. But anyway, he was coming up those metal stairs with 2 trays in hand without holding on to anything. Like amazing balance. And I asked him, is this vegetarian? So I said, yeah. He said, yeah, it's just vegetarian, just some snacks. So, and at that time he was just coming to ask everybody as to how many people they were in that party. So I was like, yeah, just me, solo. So I said, is it vegetarian? He said, yeah, it's vegetarian. And he said like, oh, I'm vegetarian as well. And he was so happy with that he shook hands with me that, okay, I found a few vegetarian people, not many, but very few vegetarian people in Portugal. So he was one of them, and he brought me the tray. And this was the problem, that I had the camera in one hand. Even though it's a small camera, I cannot just let go of it. I cannot hold it around my neck or anything because I don't have anything planned like this. And also I had to hold on to something with one hand. So I somehow could hold on to the tray and the camera, but then I need a second hand to eat, isn't it? So that became like an exercise in priorities and all that. So I found a space where I could sit. Somebody had gotten up and I took their space and sat down and ate it. But that was a big mistake. No, the person came back. That was not the mistake. The person came back, but he was like, yeah, it's okay. Take the seat. That's okay. I'm fine. But it was because it was like olives and peanuts kind of things. It takes a while to eat all of that. And I could not do, like eat a bite and then do pictures because my hands are busy now. So I lost some very precious photography time. If you don't care about photography, if you're just there for the ambience, then fine. You can just, eat, enjoy. But if not, then I would say, yeah, maybe eat before you get on the cruise. And then if you take the tray, don't take the tray, or take the tray, then keep it for later towards the end, because otherwise you're going to lose some very, very meaty time in there that you could use for taking good pictures. Okay, because you can see everything from the river, lots of buildings, because this place is also close to Praça da Comercia. So you can see that also when you start. When you come back, it's quite late, so you can see lights also in some places. It was just fantastic. So you have to keep the camera in your hand and just keep taking pictures, keep taking videos the whole time, if you are into that sort of thing. I know not everybody is. I'm just crazy. And I have a channel to feed, by the way, so I have to take pictures. Otherwise, what would I show you guys in this vlog? Yeah, no, just my hotel room? No. So I had to take good pictures, and this was really, really fantastic. So my 3 tips, remember these. Number 1, eat beforehand. If you want to take pictures, then eat beforehand. Don't be tempted by the snack tray. Number 2, Go on the upper deck as soon as you get on the boat and do not sit down, because you sometimes want to be on the left, sometimes you want to be on the right, and sometimes the angle is good from the front, sometimes from the back. So wherever you have to be, you can just move around there. People give you space as well. It was not that crowded. Number 3, dress warm. When we were coming back, even though it was summer, it was August, it got a little bit nippy. Okay, so I had my jacket on, so this was not a mistake that I made. But if you don't have your jacket on because you think, oh my god, it's very sweaty, it was sweaty in the day, not on the river when you're coming back after sunset. So keep your jacket with you. Okay, so after that, once I got back, it was, I think, about an hour and a half kind of cruise. Very nice cruise, highly recommended. And then I came back, and from there, again, it's the same struggle, isn't it? Like, what do we do for dinner? Because the snack was just a little bit of a snack. So I thought, okay, today I just want to keep it casual and we'll just go to the mall. So I went to the mall, and by this time, I had figured out the train lines. This is the red line. I'll tell you one very stupid thing that I did, okay? There was a train line called the blue line. So it was like the azul line. And in my very intelligent way, I had already figured out without any help that line, L-I-G-N-E, probably meant line. So this is like one of the lines. But instead of translating this first word, which was azul, A-Z-U-L, I just thought like, okay, this is like, it's going to Azul. This line goes to Azul, like it goes to Modern, okay, in London. But no, Azul means blue. And there was a Amarello, which was a yellow line. So that way there was color names for those lines. And I did not figure that out until one day I took a picture of that, uploaded it to ChatGPT, and I said like, okay, help me find this line to go to this place. And it said, okay, you need to take the blue line. I was like, what? There's a blue line? Where's the blue line? So it was like that. But by this time, by the day 5, I was expert in this, especially the lines that I had to take. So now I knew which line I had to take, how far I had to go, which stop I had to get out, which exit I had to take. All of that was on my fingertip this time. I was very proud of myself. So I came out of that proper correct exit, which led me up into the mall. And the mall is called, by the way, it's called El Corte Inglés, which means the English code. It's not called Carte de Inglés, which I said in my day 1 video. Oh my God. I admire myself for how confidently I say the wrong thing. Okay, that is just like, it's a great quality about. And sometimes when we are playing games and stuff and I'm arguing with people and I'm arguing about the wrong thing, but I argue with the utmost confidence. Okay, my family knows about it, so no surprise there. But yeah, it's called El Corte Inglés, which means the English code, which is makes more sense than English card. Okay, so I went there, and also not just the line, not just the train and all that. I also knew what I wanted to have and where to get it. Okay, so in the English code in the mall, I went directly to this shop that was selling these snacks. And I had already seen they had a focaccia, like a Greek thing. It looks like a pizza, but it's not really a pizza. And it's called focaccia. And I very recently learned focaccia as well, by the way. Before that, I used to call it with very much confidence. I used to say focaccia. It's not focaccia, it's focaccia. And it was a tomato focaccia, and it was only €3.50. Very cheap and quite big enough. So I took it back to my hotel and I had it. It was nice. It was pretty nice. I would have liked to warmed it up a little bit, but I had no microwave in the hotel room, so I could not, but it was lovely. So that was good for that day's dinner. And next day we could, we're going to do some more special things planned. So all I had to do was just doing some writing like I do. But I still slept quite late that day. I think it was like about 1:30 that I slept. But the next day was, my weekend is starting. Next day, because it was my birthday, so So I went to Sintra and Kishkaish, and it was a great day. It was a very nice day, but I also made some pretty big mistakes on that day. So I would suggest that you subscribe and get the notifications on, so that when I post that video next, you can get all that story as well and learn from my mistakes, and don't make those mistakes yourself. They were not fatal mistakes. I'm still alive, I'm still here, but I do seriously wish that I had not made them. So those stories are coming up. If you like the video, please click like and subscribe for the next videos. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.